Hey everyone, so today we are talking coffee. I have loved coffee for as long as I can remember. I remember I was at a family function when I was a little girl and everybody was drinking coffee out of this fancy coffee set that they used to have back in the day. And I was curious and I asked my aunt, I said, "What does that taste like?" So she looks at my mother and she said, "Can she have a little bit?" And my mother was like, yeah, okay. I don't even remember how old I was, but from that very first cup, I was hooked. And then I just, kept pestering my mother all the time. "Can I have coffee? Can I have coffee?" So now, fast forward, here we are years and years later, and I remember a year or two ago, we got our first Keurig coffee maker, and that is so much fun. For those of you out there, you know that it's kind of an expensive hobby, and that's the way I look at it, is it's a hobby because you only get like half a cup of coffee each time that you make it. And it's so expensive to buy those K-cups, but it's really fun to try all the different kinds. And then what we do is we have a regular coffee maker. It's just like a basic Mr. Coffee maker. So in the morning when we really need coffee to get us going, we set that up and we make a full pot of coffee and we basically split it between me and my husband. And we make just regular ground coffee. We each get half a pot. And then we'll sometimes have like a K-cup in the evening, and then on the weekends we'll have coffee in the Keurig maker off and on whenever we feel like. So that's what I basically do. Now I occasionally like to go out for coffee, like as a special treat, because again, just like with buying the K-cups, it's expensive. And I live in New England, okay? So I live in the land of Dunkin' Donuts. And I always drank Dunkin' Donuts. I always went out for Dunkin' Donuts coffee and never thought anything of it until my husband and I, when we got married in Las Vegas and had our honeymoon there. And there were no Dunkin' Donuts places out there. I think we saw one the whole time we were out there, and it wasn't on the strip, it was in the downtown area. And so because everywhere we went there was basically Starbucks, we started getting our coffee there, and we were like, wow, this is so much better than Dunkin' Donuts. And for those of you who like Dunkin' Donuts, sorry, but it is. No, it's really a matter of taste, I guess. But we were hooked right away. And ever since then, and that was 5 years ago, ever since then we would seek out Starbucks wherever we could, because we don't have a lot of Starbucks coffee shops where we live, because like I said, we live in the land of Dunkin' Donuts, where every block there's a Dunkin' Donuts coffee shop. I kid you not, they are everywhere. And so we would, we tracked down to find out exactly where all the Starbucks were, and we would go there when we wanted to go out for coffee. Well, we don't have any Starbucks in where we live, so we would go to the next town over to where the closest Starbucks was. And do you guys remember when Starbucks had that big cutback? They closed a lot of their coffee shops. Well, one of the ones that they closed was the one that was closest for us in the next town over. So then if we wanted to go to Starbucks, we had to go quite a bit further out to get to one, until Target started putting Starbucks coffee shops in all their stores. And then we were all set, because all we had to do was go to a Target and we could get Starbucks. Well, our local Target didn't have a Starbucks in it. And I was like, why? This is the only Target that I have ever been to in my life that does not have a Starbucks. Every other Target that we've been to has had one. Well, a few weeks ago, we saw a sign that said, "Coming soon, Starbucks," and we were like, ah, because we just love it. And so I had to go in there yesterday to get a new belt because, well, I bought a new belt last week and I bought the wrong size, and I thought it would be okay, but it was driving me crazy because it was too big, because I've lost a little bit of weight recently. So I went back and I got another one in the next size down, and it was open. And it took everything I had to talk myself out of getting a coffee, because I tried to limit my coffee intake because I do love it so much. So I sort of only allow myself to have a certain amount per day. So I just talked myself out of it, and I went in there and I got the belt that I needed, and I walked out and went home. This time of year, it's especially hard because I love the pumpkin spice lattes, but that is not my favorite Starbucks coffee drink. My all-time favorite is the ones they come out with at Christmas, which is the gingerbread latte. That's my favorite. If it's not seasonal coffee drink time and I can't get the gingerbread latte or the pumpkin spice latte, my normal Starbucks order is hazelnut latte. That's my favorite. And then occasionally I'll get a vanilla latte. But I love the lattes because then you don't have to fuss with adding your sugar and cream. It's all predetermined for you, and I don't know, that's just, taste-wise, that is my favorite drink. So let me know, if you guys go to Starbucks, what is your favorite drink to order at Starbucks? And if you are not a Starbucks fan, are you a Dunkin' Donuts fan? Or if you're not a Dunkin' Donuts fan, are you a fill in the blank, because there are other coffee shops besides Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, even though those two companies are trying to put everybody else out of business. But I just thought it would be fun to do this video about coffee today. Now, if I'm going to make coffee at home, we totally mix it up. I mean, we buy all different kinds of K-cups. We buy all different kinds of ground coffee, so we don't have a certain brand or flavor of coffee that we buy for home use, because we try to take into consideration that we both like different kinds of things, because my husband is he's a bold guy. He likes any kind of a bold roast and or a dark roast, and I go more for any kind of a flavored coffee. And in terms of roast, I would say I like medium the best. So, we try to accommodate each other's coffee needs, so to speak. So, and then I use regular sugar and he uses artificial sweetener, and we both use light cream. I can't stand milk in coffee. It just, because not so much what it does to the flavor of the coffee, but because it cools it off. I like my coffee hot as possible. I mean, I will just drink it, right out of the coffee maker, just not afraid of burning anything. The hotter the better. Except for if I go to a coffee shop. If I go to Starbucks, I've learned to be careful, because when they give you that coffee, it's hot. But that's great. I can't stand when coffee is lukewarm. You ever go to a coffee shop and get a lukewarm coffee? That's like a major disappointment. So, one little tidbit I wanted to include in this video. I don't know if it's true or not, but I read this somewhere. I honestly can't remember if I read it online or in a magazine or whatever, but one thing you may want to keep in mind, and this, everybody's trying to be careful this time of year because it's the holidays and we are tempted by so many good things this time of year. So people are either trying to maintain their current weight and not gain any weight by being tempted by all the stuff that we have right now, or, maybe you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight. I've lost 11 pounds, I think, now, and I would like to lose another 15, but we'll see how it goes. I just want to go slow. But what I was going to tell you is I read somewhere that coffee stimulates your appetite. Now you wouldn't think that that would be the case, but I've kind of tested this theory out and I think there may be some truth to that. So I don't know how accurate that is, but you just might want to keep that in mind, because I used to like have a cup of coffee to try to curb my appetite, thinking it was an appetite suppressant, but I've heard that that's actually not the case. So just figured I would throw that out there. And also, of course, there are a lot of calories in these flavored espresso latte drinks that come out. So you may want to keep that in mind too. Lots of calories, lots of carbs, and I don't think anybody could, you know, do this all the time and not end up gaining weight from it unless they were having that in place of a meal, which of course is not healthy. But anyways, so that's what I have to say about coffee, and I think I might do another video about tea because I am also a tea drinker. So I was thinking about maybe doing a video about tea also, and I have some interesting trivia about tea as well. So I don't know, I haven't made up my mind yet. Let me know if you want to see a tea video or if you'd be interested in that at all. So I'll see you next time, you guys. Bye.